48 right here.
Statements or show topics.
Made a mistake last week. This show 48.
You're now tuned in to Outside the Roundtable with your host H.L. Siler, where we discuss issues that affect us all. Good afternoon, and welcome to Outside the Roundtable. I'm your host, H.L. Siler. How everybody doing today? First of all, I want to thank God for every day on above ground. God is good. And I just hope everybody's doing good today. Having said that, I also want to thank God for everything in this world, but I also want to thank God for America, and I would like for God to pray for America because I feel like our country in trouble. I don't know about what y'all. The number here today, 386-868-0635. That's 386-868-0635. I mean, what you guys feel today? Is it me? Or we're in a lot of trouble? Because we had these Republicans who just ran a 4.5-year debt and now they don't even want to vote to pay for it. It's like you running your credit card bill up, but you don't want to pay for it. I don't get it. Trump just gave them a $1.9 billion tax cut. No, $1 trillion tax cut. I'm sorry, $1.9 trillion tax cut. Almost $2 trillion. Then Bush gave him the $1.4 million tax cut when he was in office. So that's almost 3.5. That's 3.4. We asking for 3.5 to build the bridges. To rebuild the bridges, to fix the bridges and the highways. Huh? So what you Republicans are telling me? It's all right to give you guys a tax cut. By the way, that $1.9 trillion tax cut Trump gave, he ain't had no way to pay for it. At least we got a way to pay for this. We earmarked a way to pay for it. They gave us a $2 trillion cut to the 1%, and we don't even know how to pay for it. They didn't even have a way to pay for it. You just threw it on the American people. You just scrapped us with that. I don't understand it. Maybe somebody could call in and help me, but I can't understand it because these Republicans, all they do is obstruct, obfuscate. It's a shame. It's a shame. These people are acting if they're hell-bent on crashing our economy. Because if you don't raise this debt limit, that's what's going to happen. You're going to crash the economy. I don't understand what's going on in this country. And they always holler both parties. They love to holler both parties. A lot of my friends who are Republicans, it's both parties. No, it's not both parties. The Republican Party votes no on everything that will remotely help the people of this country. Yet somehow they still get put back in office year after year. So you tell me what's going on. They're not both parties. As a matter of fact, we got Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, who are Democrats in name only, huh? Democrats in name only. If you listen to Kyrsten Sinema or if you listen to Joe Manchin, they sound just like Republicans. They're more concerned by hurting the Republicans' feelings. And Joe Manchin ought to be ashamed of himself coming coming from one of the poorest states in the United States, West Virginia, which all those people in West Virginia sorely need a lot of the things that's in this other infrastructure bill and in this reconciliation package. Are you kidding me? You got Joe Manchin out here? Oh, we got somebody on the phone? All right, caller, you on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm just calling to make a quick add to the show. I do not believe, actually, I disagree with what you're saying with regards, putting in the Republicans.
Of course you do. You're black. Of course you do. You're the black Trump. You're the black Trump supporter.
At this point, let the Democrats own it. They're the party that can get nothing done. It's at first it was Trump. Everything was Trump. We no longer have Trump in the White House. We no longer have Republicans controlling the House. We no longer have Republicans controlling the Senate. And you're still blaming Republicans. So I don't get it. I do not get it. I do not get what why is it, the thing is, when you cannot get something done and you keep pointing fingers and you keep saying is this person or is that person, there is a problem. I just feel when you do that, that shows you're incapable to get nothing done. I mean, come to think of it, we never knew what Joe Biden's agenda was when we voted for him. We just voted for him off our emotions and of what was going on at that time because of COVID and what happened with George Floyd. The economy was really good under Trump. We never had these issues under Trump. And the issues of the $3.5 trillion we're talking about right now, we don't even know what is in it. They don't even know the figures. And to be honest, no one knows what is in it. They're just saying, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. But we don't know. I feel there should be check and balances in government. I feel we should know what is in that stuff. It's a lot of money.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm not against it, but
I'm gonna let you talk. Can I ask you a question?
What is in it?
I'm gonna ask a question, but you just can't just do a diatribe. But listen, let me ask you a question. When has the Republican ever voted yes on anything recently? Since huh? Don't you say they voted on the COVID-19 package because they didn't. They did not vote on it.
But I agree with you. But they filibustered themselves to death. Democrat and Republicans never agree on anything. Even when it was a Republican-controlled Senate, they never agreed on anything. Nothing. So it's not like it's a new thing. You and I can agree that it's not a new thing.
When we didn't agree with the Republicans when they was in office because all they was doing the bidding of major corporations. That's why.
But the tax rate was low. The economy was good. We have inflation.
Yeah, the tax rate is low for Bezos. Bezos and pay 3.4% of taxes. It is low for him. You're right. Go ahead.
Well, I can tell you, putting in 3.5, which I know is not going to be 3.5, is going to be something below $2 trillion. I agree with some of the programs in that bill, but I really want us to know what is in that bill. I just don't want us to just because I don't trust Joe Biden enough. I mean, he can't get nothing done. I mean, he's just blaming.
He can't get nothing done because it's the intrinsic Republican Party that's obstructing and obfuscating the whole entire way.
Well, guess what? When Trump was in there, he was getting stuff done.
Can I ask you a question?
The only thing he got done was creating inflation right now. I was in Arizona just last week. Gas was selling for $5 a gallon. And these people still want to take out $3.5 trillion. They still want to put it in the economy. How does that work?
The same way, it works a little better than that 1.9 trillion that didn't have no way to be paid for.
Well,
the 1.9 trillion that Trump gave, the tax cut that y'all got.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all never had a way to pay for it. You just dumped it on us. At least we know, 3.5. We got ways to pay for it, and all you got to do is read.
Well, unfortunately for Joe Biden, he's in the White House right now. He can't get nothing done. He's failed on Afghanistan.
Keep saying that. You know why? You know why he can't get nothing done. You know why he can't get done? Because the Republicans refuse to negotiate. You got Joe, and then you got Joe Manchin. You got Joe Manchin, Christian Sinema, the Democrats in name only. You know they're Republicans. See, the Republicans got the game rigged. Even when they lose, they got plants on the other side. They got the game rigged. Well, what do you think about those voter suppression laws that they got going on right now? What do you think about that in broad daylight?
You know for a fact that all politics is local. Politics isn't said and done in Washington.
That's why you need to change. That's why you need to change the apparatus. The whole apparatus need to be changed because you got people that's getting primary, and only 10% people voting. Only 10% of people voting primaries. So that's an advantage for the Republicans. We need to do away with giving the Republicans all these advantages, like winning by 8 million votes to even win. First of all, when you heard when somebody got to win by 8 million votes to win? You ever heard that in your life? I'm asking you a question, black Trump supporter.
Well, I'm saying, whatever it is, I agree. The electoral system needs to be changed. Okay. I do not agree with
at least we agree on something. At least we agree on something. There you go.
Yes, I do not agree on electoral college. I believe it should be majority votes. However, back to the discussion, all politics, you can also agree, all politics is local. Donald Trump won West Virginia by more than 30%. So if we go by fact, he's representing the Republicans also. If you vote out Joe Manchin, if you primary Joe Manchin, who are you going to get? You're going to get a Republican. And if you don't get Joe Manchin right now he's voted with Joe Biden more than 90% of the time.
Well, at least we'll know where he stand at. At least we'll know where he stand. You'll never know where Joe Manchin stand.
By voting with Joe Biden more than 90% of the time, he's proven that he's loyal to the Democratic Party. But just because he's questioning what is in the $3.5 trillion,
who's voted for Joe Manchin 90%? Who voted for Joe Manchin 90% of the time? I mean, who voted for Biden? You said Joe Manchin. He voted for Biden 90% of the time. Biden just got in office. Yes. He ain't had a chance to do no voting because all the voting that he's doing, he's not doing it. So how he voted 90% of the time when he ain't even voting? We've been with the same 3 agendas since he got elected. So how could he be 90% of the time? We ain't even got no policies done for it to be 90% of the time. Are you kidding me?
I hate to say this, but
him and Christine Sinema doing the same thing Susan Collins did in the Republican Party. That sung and dance routine like she ain't going for it, but she always coalesced it and went right with the Republicans.
Well, unfortunately, the Democrats,
Angela McCursky.
They never fall in line.
But Manchin and Sinema, they doing it they doing it to a whole nother degree. It's like they never had this power in the world. Is Joe Manchin the president?
Well,
I wanted to be the
president. There's a reason why.
Joe Manchin numbers. Think about Joe one man out of West Virginia spearheading the Democratic agenda. Are you kidding me?
Joe Manchin isn't the president, but Joe Manchin is a senator, and there is a reason why we have the legislative arm of government, so we can actually have check and balances. See, I do not trust Joe Biden. I do not trust AOC. I do not trust Schumer. What his name is, the Senate leader. I do not trust
Trump. But you trust Trump, a known liar.
I trust Trump because he's getting things done.
Say it again for my listeners. Say it again for my listeners. You what now? Say that again for my listeners. This is a black Trump supporter who was on my show about a year ago.
God bless Donald Trump because he created a very good economy. He did a lot of things for us that we do not want to talk about.
He created a very good economy. He rode the coattail of Obama, and then as soon as he was in there 4 or 5 years, he crashed it. Are you kidding me?
Okay. Joe Biden had more than 90% of the black. Guess what? Joe Biden had more than 90% of the black vote. But when he came in, he quickly signed the anti-Asian hate bill. What has he done for black people? Let's be honest. Let's talk about it. He's done nothing for black people.
Nothing. I agree.
No bill for black people.
I agree.
And we keep acting like Joe Biden cares for us. No, he doesn't care for us. Donald Trump did.
Joe Biden is Republican light, man.
For some black people, he founded
Joe Biden is Republican light.
Historical black colleges.
Joe Biden is Republican light.
That we do not want to talk about. Unfortunately, Joe, he's Sleepy Joe. He doesn't even know where he is right now. I bet it. He takes no question from the press.
Are we going to have a conversation? Or are you going to filibuster me like the Republicans do? That's why we're trying to do away the filibuster right now. I'm saying, listen, this is what I'm trying to explain to you, right? I agree with you on Joe Biden. How about that? I agree with you on Joe Biden. You ain't gonna get no pushback from me about Joe Biden. If you've been listening to the show, I said since day one that I didn't like how the Democratic Party hijacked the election from Bernie when Joe Biden had even won one primary, and then Claiborne goes to South Carolina and tell black people to vote for him, and then the rest is history. And then as soon as he get in office, he pursued one issue that he campaigned on because I knew he wouldn't. I knew he was using that just to get elected. Because he's a career politician. Joe Biden wanted to be the president all his life. He finally got a chance to be the president with the stipulation that he ain't gonna rock the boat. But just tell him anything to get in there. But he ain't gonna rock the boat. He would even meet with Black Lives Matter once he got in office. Are you kidding me? But unlike Republicans, the Democrats and Independents will at least tell the truth, man. Will at least say, okay, yeah, you're right. You got a point. Republicans won't. Y'all so entrenched and so entrenched in this tribalism that you guys are exhibiting all over this country, in the Senate and in the House, that we can't even govern. And that's a dangerous president. That's all I'm saying to you. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with a lot of stuff you say. I think both of us agree with a lot of stuff. However, I just feel the whole system, this whole filibuster thing, it's kind of good, to be honest. If you look at it, sometimes it favors you, sometimes it doesn't favor you. And
I understand that, but when you're using it to block meaningful legislation, it's out of whack. And those rules and policies and regulations were put in with our forefathers. That's when we had men of integrity in Washington. Ted Cruz and George Harley and Marjorie Greene is kooks. So we ain't got no people of integrity to even negotiate with. How you gonna negotiate with a party that's always voting no on everything, no matter what the facts say? The facts don't mean nothing to you. It's hard to negotiate when the facts don't mean nothing to you, the bill. This is a game. This is a game, and we both agree this is a game. It's not to their interest if they agree on something. It's not a game. They're playing games with our lives, though. It's not a game, but they're playing games with our lives.
Unfortunately, it's a game because the Joe Biden got into office through a game. Just like you said he used us to get into office, and ever since he got into office, he never said nothing.
I say he used us. He used you. I said he used us. Don't say us. I said he used us, not you. You didn't vote for him. He didn't use you. You didn't vote for him in the first place.
Yeah, I didn't vote for him because I don't believe in him, and I tell you what, the next 4 years is gonna be hard. I think we're gonna end up voting for Trump 2024 back to office because of Joe Biden failure. Joe Biden will get Trump reelected 2024. I'm saying this because Joe Biden is getting nothing done. Joe Biden is all talking, no action. I can't believe my
callers are allowing you to come on this show and spew all this nonsense.
Joe Biden is all talk.
I can't believe my callers ain't called in and chewed you up by now.
Joe Biden is all talk but no action. Thank you very much for what you did.
Where's Rick Scott? Where's all the team?
Thank you very much.
Where's the pundits at? Y'all need to be getting this man on TV saying Trump gonna get reelected again after he don't left the country in a mess. Are you kidding me?
I tell you what.
Somebody please help me here.
I tell you what.
You gotta be kidding me.
Joe Biden will get Donald Trump reelected. because Joe Biden wouldn't get nothing done in the next 4 years. It's all going to be in-house fighting by the Democrat. They're going to waste their time.
How we gonna get
They're
something?
going to lose it.
Let me ask you something. How we gonna get something done?
Yeah.
When you know y'all gonna take back the Senate and the House in the midterm, so you know you're finna obfuscate and obstruct the whole time. So how you gonna get something done? It's gonna be post-Obama all over again.
I mean, good luck to that. That's what I want, because they did the same thing for Trump.
How?
Well,
Trump had executive order after executive order after executive order. What are you talking about? He ran over the Constitution. Are you kidding me? We did the same thing to Trump.
Well,
Trump had his way. Trump did. Listen,
What?
Donald Trump is the greatest existential threat to this country, man.
I do not think so.
No
I
pun
think he's
intended.
the best thing that's.
He's the best. Say
I
what?
think he's the best thing that ever happened to this country, and I tell you what, I'm telling you this again.
Give me
Joe
two
Biden-
substantial policies to make you say that. Give me two
mean,
substantial policies that he implemented to make you say what you just said out
Immigration?
your mouth. What about immigration?
Immigration?
What happened to the wall?
Immigration?
Where the wall?
You
Where
see
the
what-
wall?
you see
Where
what-
the wall?
you see what is-
Where the wall?
you see
And
what is
then
happening
you try to
to
turn around
Texas?
and get us to pay for it by hijacking money from other that was earmarked for other projects. He tried to commandeer and bully the money to build a wall when he said Mexico was going to build a wall. Mexico told him he better go take a hike. And American people told him we ain't paying for no wall.
I think the people.
You ain't hear nothing about that wall no more.
judging-
So I don't know why you brought up immigration.
No, immigration he was strong on immigration.
He was not strong on
his,
immigration, man. He was not strong on immigration, man.
He was strong on his foreign policy. He didn't pull out like
He was
Biden.
strong on his
Biden
foreign.
couldn't
What was
stand
his
up
foreign
to
policy? I'm
Afghanistan.
still waiting on it. What was his foreign? Maybe you can enlighten me, Nabil. I'm still
He
waiting on
was-
it. What
he
was
was-
his foreign policy? To snuggle
he's
up with
been the
Russia,
only
our
president-
enemy? To snuggle up with Russia, our
He's been the
enemy? That was his foreign policy? To tell, our foreign policy is when he stood up in Brussels and said that Putin, he trusts Putin over our intelligence, over American intelligence. Talking about that time?
I agree. I have one
wondering.
thing to say.
Yeah.
The truth will come out no matter what happens.
They're trying to keep the truth from coming out by this controlled chaos. We was getting to the January 6th, but you guess what they do now? They start in Texas. They start messing with women's rights to have an abortion when they know that's a non-win situation. But you know what they want to do? They want to change the narrative and bring the attention off of that January 6th investigation because they knew they were going to be getting caught up in it. So what they did, they started chaos over here to bring everybody over here. Now because they know white women go out there hollering about you can't stop me from having an abortion. I feel you have. I feel people need to get enlightened with what happened in Texas, the abortion right. I do not believe in abortion, but that's just my personal take on it. However, what they're saying in the Texas, you had that right to not believe in abortion. You had that right not to believe in abortion. But guess what? The majority of the country does. And then you just say this is democracy. Then you just say this is democracy. Then you just say so you can't. See, you like most Republicans, y'all contradict yourself. Because y'all for fiscal government, y'all for fiscal government and fiscal restraint as long as it's somebody else. But when it comes to your tax breaks, you don't care about fiscal restraint. You don't even care if you got a way to pay for it.
I mean, it's just back to the discussion. Joe Biden, his approval rating is I think below 38, about 42% right now. He's doing nothing. People are actually seeing who Joe Biden is.
I agree with all that.
I don't want to go on Kamala Harris.
I'm not arguing. I ain't not arguing none of those points, brother. I'm on the radio ad nauseam saying that Biden ain't did nothing for us.
And guess what? We're going to take over the House 2022. We're going to get Donald Trump elected 2024.
Y'all going to take over everything. Listen, y'all going to take over everything because y'all don't rig the system. Y'all gerrymandering out of control.
We're smart. At least we don't lie. We don't lie to the black voters about what they get. We don't lie about it. We tell them.
No, you just try to keep it from voting. No, you don't lie about it. You just try to keep it from voting. You just arrested when they hand their mama a glass of water who been standing in line for 4 hours. Why is she standing 4 hours in line to vote anyway?
See,
we got smartphones. You can ask your phone anything. They'll tell you within some seconds. You mean tell me we can't make it easy to vote? I don't believe that. I believe the Republicans love it being hard to vote. That's why they try to make it harder to vote.
Do you believe in voter ID?
We have voter IDs called a Social Security card and your driver's license. What you talking about?
I agree with you.
We have a voter ID. Come on, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving me the time.
Anytime, man. Any of you Trump reporters can call. Come on, Nabil. Do I open up the line to anybody, man? Do I open up the line to anybody? So you let them know that anybody welcome to call in, because you know all points of views matter.
Okay.
Thank you for calling in, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Keep engaged. Stay engaged. We got these Republicans. They just a party of no, man. When it comes to running the country, they just a party of no. And if you agree with me, 386-868-0635. I'm just wondering how a party that never seems to do anything remotely close to helping this country always seem to get the majority in Congress. Can somebody explain that to me? We're always on the verge of losing the Senate, always on the verge of losing the House. They always keep the Senate and the House for the most of the time, but they never do anything to better this country. There lies a disconnect. I'm serious. They know everything and still somehow retain power or gain power. But the Democrats are always under the microscope to deliver. But the Republicans, they never seem to suffer politically for anything they do or anything they might have done that was harmful to this country. And I think that's a shame and a disgrace to have a political party that's not interested in nothing but negativity. Not interested in negotiation. They just want to obstruct at every turn, no matter what. And this time, we get some sober thinking in Washington. This is dangerous what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. I can assure you, this is dangerous what's going on. And I'm trying to get ahead of the storm. You have a party that's steady undermining the country, but steady profiting off the country. We need so much in this country that's been neglected. And I guess my question to my listeners today would be, what area in this government do you think need to be addressed right now? I think we need universal health care, and we need to overhaul this voting system, and we definitely need to do away with that gerrymandering and these voter suppression, these draconian voter suppression laws that don't sprout out all over America, disenfranchising black people and minorities, native blacks and minorities. That's a shame. Them same women that's out protesting now about abortion, where you was when they were trying to take our right to vote. If you're American, you should agree, hey, you can't take that right to vote and stand up until they got to stand up for abortion. I ain't having no babies. But I still stand for a woman's right to choose, just like you women should be standing up for the native blacks to be able to go and vote without standing in line for 4-5 hours, with all these voter suppression laws that's been put in place. I don't see y'all out there protesting that. That's what I tell you. If you sit around, you're complicit. And guess what? You remember now, I always say, if you don't want to protest with us, don't worry about it. They're coming for you next. Remember I told you? Well, I guess you know I was telling the truth now, white women. I guess y'all know I'm telling the truth. Now they coming for y'all. Now y'all out want to protest and raise holy saying. You should have been out doing the same thing when they were trying to disenfranchise a whole segment of people. But because it didn't affect you, you didn't bother. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And we need first to overhaul, like me and Nabil was talking about, we need to overhaul this entire voting apparatus to reflect a true democracy. Because to continue as is just being disingenuous to the people. And we can no longer afford to be disingenuous to the people. And I'm saying, I'm for the people. And I'm saying the people need to stand up and say enough is enough. And we want one person, one vote. What we got elected, the electors are put back doing Reconstruction because they didn't want black people to, free slaves to vote. Do your history. That's been kept in places for like Vermont and places that didn't have big populations to have an equal say. But now, those voting mechanisms need to be overhauled and changed to reflect the true democracy. And that's one vote, one person. Do away with the filibuster. We need to do away with the filibuster, which keeps us from passing any substantial laws that would make a difference in people's lives. You cannot keep these laws that's not reflecting how the country is now. How can you keep them in place? We need to suspend all oil drilling in our oceans. By the way, I know I'm digressing because that's one of my pet peeves. There shouldn't be no drilling in the ocean. Are you kidding me? That's in the ocean. You see the spill they just had off of Orange County in California? I lived in Orange County. Some of the most pristine beaches you ever want to see. If you looked at your TV today, all that look like black mud. That's why we need the Green Deal. That's why we need to do away with fossil fuels. Because it's killing our climate. And we need a serious climate change agenda. Towns are flooding away. Roads are flooding away. You people, these Republicans are making money hand over fist in this country, using this country to benefit and make lives better for their family members. At the same time, neglecting the people who put them in office. And I keep telling you, anybody who willing to listen, I talk about all of them. And since Biden been in office, I've been on him just like I was on Trump. I don't play no favorites. I'm for the peoples. I want to be the people's champ. I want to do the bid of the people. I'm not going to be pigeon-toed to one party. Democratic Party ain't just a little different than the Republican Party. It just ain't wild and louder. They just ain't as wild and loud as the Republicans. We need to talk about these corporations that refuse to pay people. We need to talk about workman comp. How's that fair in workman comp when you get hurt in a job and they send you to their doctor? How's that fair? Everything rigged for corporations. Everything rigged for those with money. How can I get hurt on a job and be sent back to work if in the part they got hurt ain't even been looked at? How can you go in and look at a doctor and you got a head injury and he didn't even touch your head? It's sitting writing. He ain't even take your temperature. Next thing you know, they tell you to go back to work. He said you can go back to work. And the man didn't even look at your head. This is what the people have to put up with That's why we need to put some people in Washington that's going to fight for us, ladies and gentlemen. Because we've been sold out. And I'm sick of it. And you should too. Because it's finna get bad out here. And I get on this radio and I yell because guess what? In another 3, 4, 5 months, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm trying to head it off. I'm trying to wake people up and let them know that train coming down the track. I hear it. We can't continue on this path, ladies and gentlemen. We just can't. And I'm trying to tell everybody who's willing to listen, we got to be people of action. Because our rights slowly been eroded every day from us. We might well call us modern day slaves. You might well call us modern day slaves. They don't want to pay us a fair price when they're making money hand over fist. You get hurt on the job. They want to get mad at you because you trying. They get lawyers, but they don't want you to get a lawyer. How that look? You get a lawyer, then you know I need to get a lawyer. Why would I not get a lawyer? This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get people in Washington that's going to go there and fight for us. I mean it. How long can we go like this? Major corporations making all the money, can't get nobody on the phone. That's another thing. I know I'm digressing. I ain't even looking at the script. You know what? I just want to, I want to vent today. And I know y'all should be feeling me. 6, 7 hours on the phone trying to get a hold of somebody. Don't make no sense. When they making money hand over fist and don't even want to have somebody to answer the phone. That's where we at in 2021, ladies and gentlemen. You got these major corporations making billions of dollars. And don't want to have nobody answer the phone for $10 an hour. Don't want to have nobody $10 an hour to even answer their phone. This is why I said a long time ago, you cannot have monopolies, man. You got to break down some of these telecom companies. You got to break down some of these companies so we can get back to customer relations. Because if I got a monopoly, I don't have to have no customer relationship with you. It's either you take it or leave it. And I know I've been gone for a long time, but it still bugs me that if you pay for cable, you gotta set your own cable box, and now you gotta be a technician all of a sudden. And if you can't do it, then you gotta pay $50 to get your cable box set up. Are you kidding me? We gotta stop that. The people gotta stop that. They do it to us because we take it. I'm sorry today, but I'm on a rant because it's just a lot going on, and I just see people not paying attention. And I'm trying to tell everybody and inform everybody what's going on because it seems like it's getting worse and worse every day. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give myself a little time to calm down, and maybe you can get this number 386-868-0635. And after we take this break, then you probably could come back and tell me what's on your mind and what you've been about today. All right? So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. HL Solid outside the round table.
Made by the talk show hosts, callers, or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of this radio station.
Okay, we back. They had to do the disclaimer again, I guess. All views is outside the round table. HL Solid, not Joy 106.3 FM. Daytona favorite gospel station. Please don't call these people, messing with these people about my show. All you gotta do is go to Outside the Round Table, email, and send anything you want to say. Please don't mess with Joy 106.3. Leave these people alone. But listen, the American people know that these Trump bills, including that Trump tax cut of 1.9 trillion, I might add, and they know Moscow Mitch. He just hope you doesn't remember that 1.9 trillion tax cut. I keep saying we're at the crossroads, and it's time for Democrats to get a backbone. I'm just being honest. It's time for Democrats to get a backbone. And if you ain't got a backbone, you need to get out the way and let some of these young kids there's exuberant. They got all this exuberant energy and stuff, and got benevolent feelings in their body, because you know a lot of y'all don't have a benevolent bone in your body, and I don't even understand why you're in Washington just to get the money and then to cozy up with those donors and those lobbyists. But I digress. We already came down from 6 trillion to 3.5 trillion though. So now we got Joe Manchin and Christine Sinema. All of a sudden, I guess they running the Democratic Party all of a sudden, holding out because Joe Manchin, he doesn't want to go over 1.5 trillion, which ain't nowhere near enough. 44 million trying to lowball everybody when he coming from one of the poorest states in the country, West Virginia. You gotta be shaming yourself, Joe Manchin. You gotta be trying to get as much money you can for your constituents. And then you had the black Trump supporter talking about if you don't get Joe Manchin, you're gonna get a Republican. No, we at least know what we're dealing with. No, he'll be a Republican. He'll be ran a Republican election. Joe Manchin ran a Democratic election in West Virginia. So now you got Joe Manchin. He don't want to go one for try like he the president. And this is how the game is rigged. Let me enlighten everybody right quick. Okay, you got a 50-50 split, right? And then the only way we could do something is through reconciliation, and Kamala could be the tiebreaker. So now all we gotta do is keep our 50 people in line, which should be hard because we supposed to be all Democrats supposed to be in unison and backing Joe Biden's agenda, right? So look, instead of that being the situation, you got Republicans, even though they supposedly not the majority in the Senate, acting as if they are. I wonder why. I wonder why. With Christine Sinema and Joe Manchin in their pockets, I guess so. Two Republicans that's Democrats in name only. Christine Sinema wouldn't even answer the reporters about what she wanted in the infrastructure package that she's not happy with. She just doing the bid. They just put money in these people's pocket. These people not doing no legislation. Christine Sinema, she won't even answer a reporter. When you call her office, because I tried. When you call her office, they won't even call you back. Her staff won't even call you back. So that lets you know they in the pocket of the Republicans. Can we all say Republican plants? Joe Manchin and Christine Sinema? Susan Collins used to try to pull that little thing, but she never went against him. Never. She always acted as if just for the little drama, you know, because the bill they were passing was so outrageous. So she would kind of try to play it off. But she would always coalesce right with him. And by the way, if this is your first time listening, I hope I ain't scared you off. This show, we welcome you. And just to fill you in a little bit about Outside the Round Table, it's a political show. It's a political talk show that was designed with our listeners in mind. And we created this show to give our listeners that platform in which to voice their opinions and their concerns in real time. And our motto on our show is we stimulate conversation while assimilating information, and we also encourage different points of views. We respectfully engage in dialogue in the effort to find the solutions to the problems that affect us all each and every day. So this is our motto, and we live by that. So if you're new listener, then the more points of views, the better. We would like everybody to feel free to call in anytime. You're always welcome. And we could talk about any topic you like. And we try to tackle social issues. But if you got something that day like sports or your money relationship or anything that you want to talk, it's all good outside the round table. It's all, because like I keep telling you, this thing is stitching at your barber shop and your beauty salon. So feel free to call in and run your mouth. Because that's what we need to do. We need everybody to communicate. We need people to be talking. We need to be assimilating information. We need to be organizing. We need to be people of action. Because these people are trying to rig this election where our vote don't matter. So we're going to cease being a democracy then. They're trying to make this an autocracy with these autocrats. They're trying to pave the way to put the people in place so when Trump run next time, those 2 or 3 people that said no this time, they won't even be around. They'll have nothing but sycophants. Trump sycophants on every post. And that's a dangerous president because this man almost ruined this country. I know we got better sense than let him come and openly steal an election because you know ain't nobody finna vote for him to be president again. Because even the people that didn't realize it now realize that he's crazy. Because let's face it, we can talk on the radio, but we got to become people of action. We got to, ladies and gentlemen. I could talk all day, which I can, but we got to become people of action. And I say action, when I say action, I'm not talking about no violence. I'm talking about contacting your representatives and letting them know you expect something to be done. And staying on top of them and holding their feet to the fire and holding them accountable. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about no violence. What you mean? Because you know you're negative. You negative ones out there. You violence. You talking about? I never talk about violence. For what? Trying to live. Ain't nobody trying to die. But we want it to be fair, and we want the American dream to stay alive. Where if I work hard, I can be whatever I want to be in this country. We don't want that to go away. And until we do that, nothing's going to happen to make life better. If we can get, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if we can get one point, and I'm trying to fill you in, so because they looking for us not to be paying attention, and they want to try to blame it on the Democrats, like that earlier caller. If we can get $1.9 trillion in tax cut to the wealthy with no way to pay it back, and they never come up with a way to pay for it, for their tax cuts either. So if they don't have a problem with that, then why should we have a problem with 3.5 on our roads and bridges? That's all I'm saying. But King Joe Manchin, he wants 1.9 to 2.2 trillion. Are you kidding me? We went from 6 trillion and we went down to 3.5. Message to the progressives. Don't vote on it. Don't vote on no 2-something. If he don't come at 3.5, we don't came down from 6. Hold steady at 3.5. If the economy crashed, then it's the Republicans' fault. They always want us to take crumbs. They always want us to take crumbs. Why are we always supposed to accept what they trying to give us when they ain't voting? When they both know to everything? Can anybody answer me that question? I guess the main area that's upsetting me, I need to talk about that today before we get off the air. And see if you guys feel me on this one. All this bullying going around with school officials and doctors and nurses and stuff. Unacceptable. That upsets me. That's un-American. I got a problem with people not being held accountable for threatening doctors and nurses. People who go about trying to do their business and trying to save lives. Or going on for the teachers and the school officials who trying to keep our kids safe. I got a problem with people going out on TV openly threatening these people and not going to jail. Let some black people go, native blacks go out there and threaten some people and see what happens. We go to jail when we even talk loud to the police. When the police come, we can be mind our own business and got anything wrong, man. The police pull up on us and be like, man, what are you here for? And then you get mad because he ain't got nothing to do. You know he messing with you, so you kind of get irritated. Now he taking you to jail because he telling you disturbing the peace in public. When he don't come there and mess with you, my point is, they find any kind of way to lock us up, even for talking loud or even for cussing at them. But yet still, having people openly threaten these officials and none of them going to jail. None of them being held accountable. See, that's what makes me mad. That makes me mad at double standard. Right in our eyes. Right in your face. Double standards. I'm tired of people I'm tired of them trying to make native blacks and minorities held accountable, overboard held accountable. And then when you got people out here openly despising the demise of the government, but nothing's being done. And then you wonder why it's getting worse and worse. Because it seems like it's a tacit understanding with this country to let them do what they're doing. I don't know how you look at it. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's how I see it. Seems that they don't want to give these domestic terrorists any real time. Seems like they don't want to give these domestic terrorists any real time. If you go and look at the times that these guys is being convicted again, it's a slap on the wrist, ladies and gentlemen. They're giving our kids more time out there selling nickel rocks.
That began 4 years ago when this.
Are you kidding me? This is the hypocrisy that I talk about. We need to start making people accountable. Because guess what? I guarantee you, if they don't start locking these people up and putting them in jail, man, it's gonna happen again. And I told y'all when Trump was in office, I said people gonna die. I told y'all when the virus came, I say he know this virus, and then we heard him on his own voice say, Bob, talking to Bob Woodward, Bob, this virus is a killer. We heard him say that his own mouth.
We don't need to escalate.
He turned right around and go on TV and tell his people it ain't nothing. It's like the cold, it's like the flu. What are you Trump supporters gonna wake up and stop drinking all that Kool-Aid? He doesn't care about you. Y'all collateral damage. You don't heard him say in his own words so many things, but yet and still, y'all still run behind this man. This man said he the greatest thing that ever happened to America and couldn't name one policy that he implemented that helped the people. Merrick Garland, you can't be taking it easy on these people. You cannot be taking it easy on these people. But my goal, always remember, is to give out food for thought. So you can't get mad at me for telling the truth. Why you want us to accept your lie? All these are the latest events are controlled chaos, ladies and gentlemen, to divert attention from all the malfeasance that's occurring, to divert attention from the voter suppression laws that's sprouting up all over the world. I mean, all over the country. right before our eyes, with no vociferous pushback. I'm just trying to do my part. Anyway, this is a 78 show. I made a mistake last week. That was a 77 show. So this is a 78 show. And you can go to YouTube, you can go to Facebook, Twitter, and simply type in Outside the Round Table 78. And there you go, you got me. I want to thank the Lord for being able to do a 78 show. Also, don't forget to visit Outside the Round Table GoFundMe site. It's been a while since anybody donated to the cause, ladies and gentlemen, and every little bit helps, and it will be greatly appreciated. So y'all, check out that GoFundMe site, because y'all know we're all in this together. We're all in this together. And this is a community show. So you gotta put your mouth where you gotta put your money where your mouth at. So y'all know I love everybody. Y'all know that. I love everybody. But I love everybody with tough love. With tough love, huh? That's what we need, though. So having said that, you've been outside the round table this last hour. And guess what? Until next Tuesday at noon, this is HR Solid, and I'm out.